As we say, the things we do in our adulthood are the seeds sown in the childhood. So, can you tell us about your childhood and any early experiences that shaped your interest in entrepreneurship?
Sure. I think my early childhood was definitely influenced by entrepreneurship because my maternal grandfather and my maternal uncle used to run a very, very successful venture in coastal Karnataka. And I spent a lot of time with them because I grew up, my initial years were spent there in a place called Mangalore. Okay. So I used to observe the way they were innovating even in those years, and trying to get a pulse of the market and finding out products which can actually delight customers the way they used to delight customers and grow their business. I think I was definitely inspired by that, and that was there in my mind somewhere. And as I grew up, I started taking a lot of interest in startup events, going to startups, hearing what entrepreneurs say, inspirational stories, even stories of failures and how they learned from it. I think all these played a very, very pivotal role in me deciding to take that final plunge.
So, how did your educational background contribute to the skills and mindset required to build a successful venture?
I think education is all about the environment, the kind of people you are with, and it teaches you first principles thinking. Okay, so I studied in a very good college called MIT Manipal Institute of Technology. So obviously, I was surrounded by people who are intellectuals. So there was a lot of discussion which was very, very intellectually stimulating. Even in those days, although it was not so much of a vogue, this entrepreneurship thing, but still there were a lot of discussions about great ventures and great empires that were built. So I think that played a very important role. And then when we started working, I had the opportunity to work for a very large organization. Then I spent a lot of time with mid-sized organizations, funded ventures, and even unfunded emerging companies. So all these things played a role in shaping up my, I would say, experience and knowledge and skill set.
That was very inspiring answer that how one should take their educational skills to do this great. Coming out of your childhood and educational journey, Swadesh Fashions is widely recognized for its unique blend of tradition and modernity. What achievements or milestones are you most proud of in this journey?
Okay, the first and the most important milestone for any entrepreneur is about starting up. Okay, so that decision to take that plunge to start up and not analyzing things all the time. So you don't want to end up in a situation where you do paralysis by analysis. So some people overthink, think, and think, but never start. So I think that was the first important milestone. So many ventures they die before they even take off. So I'm very happy that this venture has sustained for 1 year, and we still have a lot of runway to enter the second year with confidence and a lot of plans.
So, like you said, so first step is really a courage that how entrepreneurs should take courage towards the first step. And congratulating you for the first year of your venture. So, sir, what was the defining moment when you realized that Swadesh Fashion was actually making a real impact?
So this fashion is definitely making an impact on two fronts. One, we are delighting the customers. Second, we are delighting our people. We work with people who are at the bottom of the pyramid. So employees who are at the bottom of the pyramid, we are giving them a sustainable livelihood. So when you see them smile, when you can see that difference that you're making. There was an employee who actually told the founder, the co-founder of the company last week, who happens to be my wife. So she said, because of this payment, I was able to repair my mobile. And I think that makes us very, very happy.
How do you define success and what drives you to keep reaching for more?
So as I said earlier, the answer remains same. One, we strive to see the smile on the customer's face, the employee's face. And third, if you look at the logic behind this venture, the funda behind this venture, we are trying to be very, very, what do you say, guilt free. Okay, so we don't kill animals in our process. So, and we don't make products which require killing of animals or harming of animals.
Your compassion of your entrepreneurship and towards sustainability and towards the environment is truly inspiring, sir. Now, what inspired you to start Swadesh Fashions and what was the initial vision behind it?
The vision was exactly this, that we have to use eco-friendly stuff. We have to deal with products which don't require killing of animals, and we have to ensure we spread this word spread this word in society so that more and more people realize what they are doing. Okay, when you buy a product which requires killing of animals, when you buy a product which is not sustainable, for example, let me give you a very crude example of leather. So many of us are used to using leather products. Leather takes about 40 to 50 years to decompose. Okay, and compare this with cotton, which takes about 1 week to a few months maximum, depending on the grade of cotton. Okay, so are we not damaging the environment by using leather products? Point one. Point two, the kind of killing that happens, the kind of torture that happens to take out an animal's skin. Many times they are de-skinned even when they are alive, and that is the product that we are using. Okay, second part. Third part, even if you look at the kind of chemicals that are being used to process leather, it's synthetic leather. But even synthetic leather has so many chemicals that are being used for processing, which means that you are still damaging the environment. So I think that answers your question.
Yes. So, as a founder, how do you stay innovative while staying true to the roots of Indian heritage? Like you said, this damaging animals, taking peeling of the skins and making clothes out of them, the leather. This was not in Indian heritage before. We were like using all the natural products like Ayurveda sort of things. So how do you innovate things looking Indian heritage in?
I think it's more of a mindset issue. The more and more we spread the word, more and more we encourage people to buy the products, and then people start realizing that yes, I am not doing good by killing animals. Let me buy something which is more sustainable. Let me give you another example. You all believe that India is a very, very growing economic superpower. We have made an impact on the world stage.
Yes.
Yet, even today, we get fascinated with Western names, Western brands. Okay, when a bag has got a Western name and a fancy brand name, you get carried away with it. Why? Why not use an Indian brand name?
What advice would you give to the aspiring entrepreneurs would about balancing passion and practically in the business of
Okay,
fashion?
so yeah, you should love your product, but don't love your product so much that you don't know what's happening on the ground.